There's a joke in here somewhere. Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Today I'm taking a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Luke Skywalker, Death Star Escape Luke Skywalker, and Imperial Jumptrooper. Now, the Jumptrooper I've had for a couple of weeks now. In fact, I got it while I was at Star Wars Celebration. Was it that week I was gone? And I've just been chomping at the bit to get it opened. But today, I finally picked up the Target exclusive Luke Skywalker in the muddy Stormtrooper gear from the Death Star. My Target finally came through, and so I figured, let's just do both of them because they're both troopers. I love Star Wars troopers, any shape, any size, any color. Just give them to me. If I had my way, if I had unlimited money, if I had unlimited space, I would have a room just full of troopers and I'd be Scrooge McDucking it all day. Just like, woohoo! Luke, I ordered online for store pickup, but before I picked it up, I actually found this on the pegs in the men's clothing department. Yeah. And I'd already been warned about the nose situation, so I looked through all those. They look pretty good. I went to the desk to pick this up, and mine had a little scrunch on the nose right there. I asked if I could exchange it. They told me no. So I bought a second one. I'm going to return this one tomorrow. Because they also wouldn't let me return it right off the bat. They said they have to wait 24 hours, which, okay, I'll go back over to Target tomorrow, I guess. Luke is a Target exclusive. The Jumptrooper is a GameStop exclusive. They both have the standard Black Series packaging, the red behind it. The white, stark contrast against that, stands out really well. The side is just red, tells you what they are. On the back, the pictures, the bios, the warnings in several different languages down here. On the other side, they try so hard to get the names on in that font, but Luke Sky and Jumptroop. The top, pitch black like my wallet. On the bottom, the legalese, the UPCs. But let's get into these and see what's going on here. There's a tasty little treat for the carpet. And let's get it out of the way right off the bat. Both of these figures reuse the body of that original Black Series Stormtrooper. Of course, there's some modifications to Captain High Crotch here, and then some new add-on parts for the Jumptrooper. Can you guess which one I like better? But it's still that basic body. And on top of the new parts for the Jumptrooper, they left them in that clean look. And for some reason, as much as I love Sand Troopers, as much as I love Mud Troopers, I just like that original look of clean white armor. That's what's embedded in my head. It has been since I was a kid. I do need to straighten out this knee a little bit. It kind of wants to stick in, but it's not too terrible. If I had a problem with the original Black Series Stormtrooper, it would be the helmet. The body is just fine to me. For the Jumptrooper, they did add these larger shoulder pads. It doesn't get in the way of bicep swivel. Well, unless you try, well, even then, you can go under it. But it doesn't like to let you go out. It just gets in the way. It's too big, it's too bulky. And then of course there is the new helmet. It's got this ridge like an AT-AT driver down the top, but the visor isn't like a Stormtrooper. You see the two separate eyes on the Stormtrooper. It's touching right there in the middle for one long visor. And then like a TIE Fighter pilot, the hose is coming out, but it goes around back here to this new jetpack or jump pack, whatever it's called. It's not a full sustained flight burst. It's more of a it's nice and crisp, and it fits into the overall aesthetic of the rest of the body. Because at first you look at it and you go, oh, Jumptrooper, new body. Nope, same old body, new add-ons on top, but they blend seamlessly. The yellow shoulder pad with the tampo over here, nicely done. Same thing over here, well, except for the yellow. This is white, obviously. I do have a little messiness to the blue stripes right here, but we've gotten so used to that with Stormtroopers in general that I don't even see that anymore. And then right here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some kind of bad, it's like glue or something in the mold. It doesn't want to peel off. But I did buy another one of those too, just to, have an extra and for my big tub of troopers someday. After some research, yes, I went and did some research. This is most definitely from Rebels. If you look at the model for the Jumptrooper from Battlefront 2, it's more of a Stormtrooper with a yellow shoulder pad and the box on front. Even the helmet looks more Stormtrooperish. In Rebels, we see the longer shoulder pads, we see the visor going all the way across, we see the hoses going to the back. But saying all that, I get to add to my Rebels shelf, so nothing wrong with that at all. Getting to Luke, it's the Stormtrooper again. I'm okay with the mud being splattered here and there. It works. It may not be totally accurate to the movie, and in fact, he's kind of clean on the back. I wish it was more dirty, but it gets the point across. I get what they were trying to do. It works. My problem here is they shortened it at the torso. Because of that, he's reaching halfway down to his knees, and the proportions just... They get thrown off. Unfortunately, I don't have the first Luke in Stormtrooper gear that Hasbro gave us, because even seeing it in the box, I was like, oh, those proportions are off, and that was before Photo Real. Without Photo Real, I probably would have passed on this too, but just look at that. The likeness is fantastic, especially compared to earlier Hasbro Lukes. The lip and nose still looks kind of weird right there. He looks like, is it Odo from Star Trek? Oh, blasphemy. But looking from the front, looking at the rest of it, yeah, I like the slick back hair look. It may be a little bit messy in the paint department right there with the skin going just barely up on the hair, but I can't even be mad. It just looks like a cool Luke. I mean, come on. Yeah. So I may not care for the body, but the head is worth the price of admission. I came up way too fast. Hello? Hello? Now, I'm sure that these probably pull out or come out somehow if you pull hard enough, but really, with the hoses, they're not super soft, but they're soft enough to get out of the way of head articulation. And with that, you get a hinge in the neck with a ball up at the top. It can come forward. In fact, it shifts forward, shifts back a little bit. I wish it looked up more for being a, jumpy character, but at the same time, that much gear, you're not going to look straight up. Rotation, a little bit of tilt. Like I said, the shoulder pad gets in the way here. Oh, wait, no, is it? Oh, okay. It's a little bit loose at the top, and if you can get it up over the chest armor, it seems to want to come up a little bit more. Rotation at the bicep, double elbow, pretty good for an armored character. Rotation at the wrist, and then is it up? Yep, it's up and down for a shooting character. Perfect. Ball in the torso, comes forward a little bit, back, side, rotation. Hip, if you rotate out, you can bring the hip up further, getting the armor out of the way. Back, out, swivel at the hip, hidden behind that armor. Double knee, bing, kicks his own ass. Ankle back, ankle forward. And look at that little gray paint right there. Just a little bitty touch just to set it off. I didn't even notice that until just now. And then forward facing pin for rocker. For Luke, same thing, same articulation, same body. He does crash side to side because of the shortened ab piece, but other than that, it's all the same. For accessories, the Jumptrooper comes with an E11, same sculpt as we've seen forever. It does have a nice silver dry brush to it, bring out the details. Luke comes with the same blaster, but no silver wash here. It's just straight up black, and you can, well, there's some silver right there. But you can see that it kind of loses the details in the shadows. He comes with the comm link, or the communicator. Tiny little thing, but it does grip in his hand, so I'm thankful for that. 3PO! And then finally his helmet. Like I said, I didn't pick up that first Luke Trooper, but I think this is the same helmet because it looks just as off as I remember that. In fact, it reminds me of last winter when I found the great deal on the Hasbro Black Series Darth Vader helmet replica. And this is what I got. Yep. It's amazing, all right. Hey, my name is Jobby. That's the feeling I get from this helmet. It's just not quite as nice as the standard Stormtrooper helmet. It doesn't even touch the model kit helmet, which is probably my favorite Stormtrooper. But it does go on his head. It's a little bit tight. With it being photo real under there, I'm afraid to mess it up or get the same nose I have on this as I do on the other one. But once it's on there, it's hard to tell there's even a human head under there. But the head's the reason I got this, so this will never go on this. And then finally, both include this clear stand with the foot gripper on it instead of a peg. And with that, you just get the pose. You put the foot in there, and it's pretty much held in there with just the force of those on the foot. I kind of appreciate Hasbro giving this to us. It's innovative. They're thinking ahead, thinking outside the box, but at the same time, I don't know. I probably never use this. I'd like something smaller, something rounder, something that takes up less real estate on the shelf. But I will say, once you get them in the stance, once you get them to where you want, it holds them up. So mission accomplished, stand. For comparison, here's the Jumptrooper with some of my other favorite Black Series troopers. Well, okay, this is actually a knockoff. I don't know why it came out a little bit shorter, but it's just as good as the rest of these figures. He looks a little bit shorter, but it's not the body. It's actually how the helmet sits on the head. It's just a little bit lower. But here he is with a couple of Rebels characters, and this is gonna fit great in that display, standing next to Thrawn and some Death Troopers. And then for Luke, like I mentioned, I don't have that original Hasbro release. I'm assuming this is the same way they shortened his body the first time around. But here it is with the model kit Han and Luke troopers. With the model kits, Bandai shortened them at the hips, so it's not a drastic proportion change from Han to Luke. They look the same. Luke's just a little bit shorter. But if you're doing figure arts or Black Series, the Luke here is right in line with this Black Series Tatooine Luke. And even the figure arts Tatooine Luke. It's just the crotch that's too high. But looking at the unmasked heads between the new Black Series and the model kit, I'm thinking I like the new Black Series a little bit better. Unfortunately, the Hasbro neck ball goes up into the head. On the Bandai kit, the ball is on the head going down into the neck. But if you did come up with some kind of attachment, that's not bad at all. The head may look a little bit small. It also looks like he's kind of swallowed inside the armor, and I'm okay with that look too. And then finally, here they are with Gus. Pete, I told you to quit wiping your ass with those little troopers. So at the end of the day, 2 more troopers for, well, okay, 2 more troopers in general. And any day I get troopers is a good day. The Jumptrooper, it adds to my Rebel shelf. I have 2 of them, and I kind of want to flank like Thrawn or some other Rebels character. But at the same time, I kind of want to put 1 over with my Rebels, and then 1 up with my random troopers for kind of a Battlefront 2 feel. Luke, I'm really warming up to the idea of taking the photoreal head and putting it on the model kit. But at the same time, I don't know. If anything, he's going to end up in the Star Wars Misfits shelf, where all my extras, like the Darth Vaders that aren't as good as the one I think is good, goes, and the random Boba Fett's and the other Lukes. I don't know. It's just, we'll see. You just have to take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and then you have the facts of collecting. So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.